Hi, thanks so much for joining us again. We've been getting a lot of questions over the last few weeks about test scores and about grades, and I'm sure that some of you are wondering if there is a minimum test score or a minimum GPA and how much we take those into consideration. So first of all, I'd like to say no, there is no minimum. We're looking for students who are competitive applicants to Carolina, students who are prepared to do honors level coursework here at Carolina and will take full advantage of the academic excellence here. But we realize that every school community is different and every curriculum is different, so we don't have any sort of minimum test score or GPA or anything like that. We do also take into account rigor. Have you taken advantage of rigorous courses that are offered at your class or at your school? That's important to us as well. And also important to keep in mind that your academics are one part of your application. So not only are we looking at your academics and your scholarship and maybe ways that you've shown intellectual curiosity, but we're also looking at leadership, for example. And we actually have a couple of scholars who are going to talk to you a little bit more about leadership now.
In my application, I really try to focus on the leadership roles that I involve myself in my community. I had a lot of self-started initiatives, like I founded a summer science camp after my sophomore year. I ran a benefit concert for a local organization in my junior year, and so those were the kind of things that I tried to highlight in my application, not necessarily where I followed a pre-described role. I would say don't stress about the resume aspect of it. Don't stress about having this long list of titles like student body president, team captain. Those are great things, but I don't think those are the places where leadership has to come from. Leadership it's more of a perspective than anything. It's how you approach your daily situations and how you approach the opportunities that come to you, and the ways in which you kind of exercise your own ability to lead through that.
So in high school, I was the team captain of the basketball team, go Warriors. I was the copy editor for the student-run literary arts magazine, and I was also involved with the Omaha Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. So I was a little worried on my application because I didn't have, I was never involved in student government, I was never involved in student council, and most of the roles that I held on the magazine staff and in that mayor's council weren't traditional leadership roles. So I was definitely nervous about how leadership would stand out in my application. It seemed like, well, in my head anyway, it seemed like everybody else had these huge, big, important, fancy sounding titles on their resume, and I didn't. I just did what I was passionate about, but I don't think it's as important to pad your resume. I think it's definitely quality over quantity. I tried to showcase my impact within the organizations rather than my title, because that's what I believe true leadership is. It has nothing to do with your name tag or your list in the hierarchy, but what you get done and what kind of an impact you have in your organization.
All right, thanks so much for joining us again this week. We hope it was helpful, and please tune in again next week. If you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to email us or call us.